Hey, this is Matt from Music Producer School, and today I'm going to show you how to take boring chords that sound like this and show you how to turn them into this. So if you've ever been writing a song or maybe remixing, maybe you're working with a new artist and you're trying to write together, you've probably had the experience where you get something going, but after a little while you're just like, yeah, this is terrible. One of the main things that affects everything down the line when you're writing music is the chords you're using. If you're not getting inspiration for cool melodies, you're probably not using cool chords. And what is a cool chord? Cool. A lot of people, because they don't know music theory or they're not just gifted naturally with writing cool chords, they don't really know, especially in the beginning, how to write extended chords, which means going beyond the basic major and minor chords. So if you're kind of new to making music, or maybe if you're not super advanced with your music theory, this one's going to be for you. Let's dig in. In order to keep this video short and to the point, I'm not going to go over every single thing about extended chords. I'm just going to introduce you to the subject, show you what an extended chord is, and how you can learn to play them on your own. If you want to start using extended chords right now and you absolutely can't wait, head on over to MIDIchordbank.com. The link is in the description, and get to work. Otherwise, let's take a look at what makes a chord. In each key, you have notes which make up the scales, either major or minor. For now, I'm just going to concentrate on the major scale, specifically C major. So in C major, if we go from C to C, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to C. That's our C major scale, and it's all the white notes on the keyboard. In order to play extended chords, we're going to start building on top of what's called the major triad, which is the 1, the 3, and the 5 in our scale. So if we play 1, 3, 5, that makes up our C major chord. If we add notes on top of that, we'll start to get some cooler sounding extended chords. So we could add on, for example, the 6th, 1, 3, 5, 6, and now we have a C major 6th, which that's the beginning chord for Bohemian Rhapsody. We could also add on a 7th, so 1, 3, 5, 7. Now we have a C major 7th. And that brings me to the intro music that I used, which of course is Post Malone's Congratulations. This song is an excellent example because it actually only uses 2 chords throughout the entire song, and that's really hard to do if you're only using basic chords. The major 7th chord doesn't really sound like it resolves, so you always feel like something else should be happening after it, and that's great. It keeps the song moving nicely. Back to our example, if we play a C major 7th chord, and we go to a G major 7th, it flows really nicely, but you might be asking yourself, wait a minute, I thought he said that the C major scale was all the white keys. Why is he playing that black key on the G major 7th? Remember, in order to build a chord, you're going to use the scale associated with that note. So if we're going to play a C major 7th, we're going to use the C major scale. If we're going to do a G major 7th, we're going to use the G major scale. In the Post Malone example, it's basically just C major to G major, going back and forth, C to G. Not very interesting. But by adding that 7th, all of a sudden the listener wants to hear another chord come after it. We're adding interest into the production, and that's always what we want to try and do. That's just the tip of the iceberg when you start using these extended chords. As you start adding notes onto your chords, your brain and your ears are going to start to hear those notes and also get inspired for much better melody ideas. You might be telling yourself, okay, this is great. I want to start using extended chords, but I don't know the scales yet and I don't know these chords. Well, luckily, I've created something called the MIDI Chord Bank that you can see here. Go to MIDIchordbank.com. The link is in the description. And once you get here, you can download the pack. This works in any DAW. I'm just using it in Ableton today. So in our Post Malone example, If we were writing in the studio and we have these major chords going, they work, but they're not that cool, we can start substituting with our MIDI chord bank. So for the C major, we would just look under the folder C. I have all of the keys listed here, and you have literally hundreds of chords to choose from, all cool extended stuff that is not going to be your typical go-to. So for this example, we know the major 7th is going to work, and then I could go to my G folder for the G major and substitute in our G major 7th for that one as well. But again, you have literally hundreds of chords to choose from. The possibilities are endless, and it's going to help you go from the basic stuff like this into something a little bit more interesting like this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.